So I tried to record another episode and got DC'd. So that was nice. So I now have a loss, which is annoying. I got Tailwind up, I with full HP Water Spout, so I was probably going to win that one, and then my farm internet and came and took the win away from me, so that's pretty annoying, but there we go. I'm on 1550 at the moment, so halfway to the 1600s where you start to get the more competitive stuff. Like usually you face the more fun things at the bottom of the ladder, which I actually prefer. Facing fun things is so much better than just facing the same team over and over. But there we go. Gonna face probably his this French guy with his first match of this this run up the battle spot, and level 45 Glaceon and level 36 BRELOOM. So this is probably not going to be the most competitive match. Now I think a Life Orb Ice Beam might be able to knock out my Zapdos, so I wouldn't be able to get up my Tailwind. So instead I'm going to go the Icy Wind route, because the only thing that resists it really are Glaceon and Lucario, and Glaceon is quite a low level. And like my Groudon's looking very nice here if I get Tailwind up. In fact, the Greninja can't even Scald it, because he's got no restricteds and no weather zone, so that's pretty good. I'm going to lead with Gengar Groudon, with Kyogre, and Salamence is pretty nice. I shouldn't be scared of the Glaceon, really. I'm definitely not scared of the BRELOOM. But I'm going to bring Salamence, because I feel confident with Icy Wind being enough. I'm probably going to regret that and need Tailwind now, but one Icy Wind will just put me into pretty much a winning position, because I can just spam any Primal Strong moves. So that's what they're called now, Primal Strong moves. That is Greninja. That is the level 36 BRELOOM. So I don't know, maybe it does have a reason. Maybe it hits a certain speed stat, or I don't know. Like, I am very curious as to why he brought that. The Greninja might not even be faster than my Gengar, because he's using a level 36 BRELOOM. Maybe there's Trick Room hidden on his team somewhere, but I don't know. Like, I really hope I don't lose to this. This would be embarrassing. But I'm going to Icy Wind, and because it's a level 36 BRELOOM, I probably wouldn't P-Blaze normally, but I'm expecting Icy Wind and P-Blaze to knock out this probably less bulky BRELOOM than normal, even though BRELOOMs aren't particularly bulky normally. And I am faster than the Greninja, so there we go. Look at that. Wasn't even Sash. One shot the BRELOOM. That's really nice. So I probably should have gone for Fire Punch on the Greninja, because P-Blades can miss. And it's going to be extra sensory, so that's fine. Like, it'll bring me down to my Sash, but that's what the Sash is for. And he could have flinched me if he was faster than my Gengar. He gets the crit, so there we go. But as long as P-Blades hits, I'm probably going to win. There we go. That's nice. Even if it didn't. Actually, that would probably be better if it didn't, because I've got my Icy Wind off. So the Greninja would have been slower, but that didn't really matter. And now, is he going to have his Glaceon as well? What did he have? He had Gengar, Garchomp, Glaceon, and something. Lucario, that was it. So that just dies to Fire Punch. And Garchomp? Oh, it is Glaceon. He brought his 2 lower level ones. That's quite interesting. So now I can just surely just Sludge Bomb this. Actually, do I want to Icy Wind in case Lucario's Sash? It could be Mega Lucario. That would make a lot of sense. I'm going to Icy Wind, because I'm being extra safe, because then I can just spout in the back. And I'm just going to Precipice Blades. Like, Fire Punch onto Lucario would be better, but there we go. That was a nice quick match. Are we going to count that one? It depends how long the next one is. So, told you it wouldn't be the most competitive if I win in just like one turn. But there we go, that's what you get at the lower ladder. No, it was 1500, so he hadn't played a match yet. So, let's try and get a little bit more competitive match now. Because even at this stage of the ladder, you can get paired with the higher opponents if they can't find an opponent for too long. So, hopefully that happens with us. So we can get a higher rated opponent. Probably more interesting match. But then they're less likely to have fun things, aren't they? So, fun things are way better to play against, because it's just more interesting. So this guy's one of you. This should be a better match. Hopefully a fun team. And there we go. Cheren's pretty fun. It's very big 6C, but, you know, he's thrown a Cheren on there to be original. So, Gengar is always led against Big 6. But that Thundurus is annoying. If it's max speed Thundurus, that can be quite annoying. Do I want my Tailwind option with my Zapdos? Because I always lead with Gengar, and then either Groudon, Zapdos, or Salamence against Big Six. That's this team's Big Six lead. It just depends really on the variations and what information you have as to which partner you bring with the Gengar. So, do I want Tailwind? Do I want to potentially roar away that Xerneas? The Intimidate isn't so good here. I'm not expecting him to bring his Cherrim. If he does, that's good. Be more fun. I'm going to lead with my Groudon because of that Thundurus. Now I'm going to bring Kyogre. Now do I want to leave Zapdos or Salamence? I'm going to bring Zapdos because then it can be a switch in for potential T-Waves or Thunderbolts. Well, not really Thunderbolts, but T-Waves. Because it's immune thanks to its electric type, and that's why I like it. Like, Zapdos pretty much beats Thundurus one-on-one, because you can just Tailwind first, and then you're faster, and then your Thunderbolts wins. So, Smeargle Xerneas, of course it is. So this only goes wrong if he is Mental Herb, pretty much. Or Scarf. Scarf just ruins me, so... The Fairy Aura... And there was no other abilities that could activate, so I can't work out speeds yet. The Primal version, I'm pretty sure, goes after all the abilities. I should know by now. I'm pretty sure that's the right way around. There's the Desolate Land, not really affecting anything at the moment. So... The problem with Smeargle is it going to go for Wide Guard or Follow Me this turn? Is it going to be Mental Herb? Those are the two issues with this lead. So I could P-Blades, I could miss, but he could also Wide Guard and get his Geomancy. Or I could Fire Punch on his Wide Guard, which would be much better. Or he could Follow Me on my Fire Punch expecting his Wide Guards. But I'm definitely going to taunt the Smeargle. In a best of one, it's annoying because it could be Mental Herb. And I'm just going to Precipice Blades. So hopefully no Wide Guard. Wide Guard Mental Herb would be the worst case scenario. It's going to switch out of Xerneas, probably into Salamence. Salamence would make sense. Oh, it's Thundurus, okay. That also makes sense. So Fire Punch would have been better. Yeah, Fire Punch would have been way better. So that was a good switch on his part. So you'd expect Groudon in the back. Now, is it going to taunt my Gengar to stop my taunt? That is what I'm fearing most. So I'm going to Sludge Bomb this Smeargle, and I'm going to Rock Slide. So long as I break through any potential para that he puts onto my Gengar, and I hit my Rock Slide, this Smeargle will go down. Unless he goes for Wide Guard, I guess. But he is going to taunt to stop my taunt, which is fine. So I'm going to get the Sludge Bomb off. Ideally, he would be Mental Herb, because then I can knock him out. But he's bulky enough to take it anyway, and the Rock Slide hits. Nice. So that's really good. It's going to do a huge chunk to Thundurus unless it's Citrus Berry. It's not Citrus Berry. Based on that damage, oh no, it's crit, so it could very easily be Citrus Berry. Yep, it is. So that's not too bad. Taunting Gengar's not the worst thing. I've got rid of the Smeargle, which is always nice. Could T-Wave my Gengar now. He's going to go into Groudon, so I can't Skill Swap myself. That's annoying. But I can definitely Icy Wind. Icy Wind and Protect is easily the best play. The only way that goes wrong is if he T-Waves my Gengar and protects his Groudon. So is it better to go into Zapdos, actually? Yeah, I prefer the Zapdos switch, because then I can threaten with HP Water as well as not being able to be Thunder Waved. Well, Groudon can't either. But then it just gives me more momentum against the Groudon, so I'm going to Icy Wind. And I'm going to switch into Zapdos. So I like my choice of Zapdos over Salamence now. Oh, he's going to forfeit straight away. Well, that's annoying. Because he wasn't out of it. Like, just losing Smeargle doesn't mean you lose. But there we go. Apparently I was in such a good position that it's going to forfeit. So I'm going to find another match. We are climbing up the ladder, so we'll face strong opponents soon. But there we go. Two very quick matches that are probably not worth putting up. But let's just see if this third match is. So, what am I on now? I'm 1580, almost at 1600s. So, effectively undefeated apart from a DC, but there we go. I need to change my music. That's the best music. So, especially with VGC. There we go! That's a stronger opponent. But it's going to be a boring team now, isn't it? Okay, not completely boring. If that's a Life Orb Weavile, it gives me issues. Again, like, I might change the bulk on my Zapdos at some point to definitely survive Icicle Crashes from Sash Weaviles, because it's a 30% chance to KO me. I am pretty much forced to bring my Groudon, so I need to take out the Ray pretty quickly. Gengar's not the best lead here. And it's strange because I almost always lead with Gengar. I definitely need Groudon. And that's an issue. Because my own Kyogre isn't looking... It's looking alright. But not really against the Ferrothorn. Like, he's pretty weak to Ferrothorn, so much so that he should have Low Kick and Overheat. So... this is an awkward one. I'm going to go with... I need to risk with the Weavile. I need Groudon. Do I want Mence? Or Kyogre? Mence. So let's see how this goes. So that was an awkward team preview. That team looks like it's going to give me some issues. Especially if it's in the 1700s as well. So this should be a good match. This hopefully will make the episode worthwhile. So, what's he going to lead with? Kyogre and Weavile. Is it going to be a Scarf Kyogre? Because that really would give me issues. It's not, okay. So, you'd have thought he fakes out Zapdos here. But then he risks the potential paralysis. So I'm almost inclined to let that happen. But then he just gets a very strong Water Spout against me. Because I can't just switch into Groudon, because he's just going to switch into Ray with Weavile. It's awkward. Okay, I really want to switch into Groudon, but that's so obvious. I'm going to try and Tailwind. Because I'm expecting him to try and read me. So I'm going to Icy Wind as well. That's the wrong play. I'm just running out of time. Apparently he did as well. Oh, he withdrew Kyogre. Okay, so this is going to work out. Theoretically. As long as he's not Life Orb or he gets the roll. Ah, that's nice. So the Icy Wind was really nice. Is he going to go straight for the knockoff? Knockoff would be the ideal play. It's Icicle Crash, don't be Life Orb, don't get the roll. I was on to Gengar. That's even better. So long as I don't flinch, that's Life Orb. Surely. Yeah, that's Life Orb. But this Tailwind is really nice. I get the Icy Wind off as well, so that puts me in a really good position. Because he wasn't in Delta Stream. Yeah, that's definitely in Icy Wind and Thunderbolt range. That's really nice. Do I want to... I would need to double up onto this Weavile, I think, with Thunderbolt and Sludge Bomb. Because he is Life Orb, he won't have Protect. And he's going to be slower than me forever anyway, unless he switches out. Sludge Bomb might get the Ray. Yeah. So I'm going to Thunderbolt this Weavile. And Sludge Bomb the Ray. Yeah, because I'm expecting a Ferrothorn switch here. Yeah, that's Ferrothorn. But Sludge Bomb should be enough onto... Oh, okay. That's fine. If I'd have done it the other way around, then I'd have got more bigger chunk onto the Kyogre, but that's fine. But this is pretty much ideal, because now I'm definitely Thunderbolting that other slot. Oh, I didn't do enough. Yeah, double up onto Ray would have been the best play there. Because I need my Groudon in now. So Thunderbolt onto Kyogre, but he's definitely going to Protect. Now I want to switch into Salamence, but if he Ice Beams my Gengar in case of my Groudon switch, that would be horrible. Probably be better to lose Gengar here. So I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Kyogre as well, even though it's going to protect. It's not going to protect, so that's really nice. Maybe he was expecting me to overprotect, but that should be in range. Like, I'd usually do about 55% minimum. Very nice. So I am expecting to lose my Gengar here. He could Leech Seed my Zapdos as well, that would be even more ideal. Gyro Ball, that's going to be onto Gengar. But that's fine. He's lost his Kyogre. My Groudon has an amazing time right now. It's probably better actually to go into Salamence. Oh, I've just knocked my webcam. There we go. I'm going to have to get that all back nice and professionally. I have time because he's picking it. No, I have to pick him on. I've got one more turn to Tailwind, don't I? Like, surely Groudon is a pretty free switch. No, because then he can get up his Delta Stream. I want to go into Salamence. And I want to... Because I could switch my Salamence out into my Groudon to stop his Delta Stream, so it's going to be Ray. I was in Hyper Voice range. I don't think so. It's definitely in Double Edge range. You would expect the Protect from the Rayquaza. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Thunderbolt this Weavile. No, this Ferrothorn, expecting a Weavile switch because I need that chip onto it. And I'm just going to Double Edge the Ray because it might be in Hyper Voice range. Because if he doesn't switch out, then that puts me in a brilliant position. So I'm going to just Double Edge. So he's going to switch his Ferrothorn. As soon as Ray goes, then I just win with my Groudon. So Double Edge is a guaranteed knockout. He should protect his Ray. And he is going to Mega Evolve, so that's better for me. And he didn't switch out into Weavile, which is perfect, because now I get my Tailwind back next turn, unless he has Life Orb Draco. And even then, no, he didn't even protect, so I've won. So that's really nice. Thunderbolt's going to do nothing against the Ferrothorn, but it covered the Weavile switch, which is what I needed. And Gyro doesn't do much to Salamence. Not enough, anyway. So he's basically got to pick one of my Pokemon to target with his Weavile. He's going to Leech Seed. That didn't really matter, because now I'm going to Tailwind and Double Edge this Weavile, and that's a guaranteed win. Because then I can just Fire Punch it next turn, if I lose one of my Pokemon. Whichever one the Icicle crashes, the other thing does something that puts me into a winning position, so that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to Tailwind, and I'm going to Double Edge the Weavile. Because it can Icicle Crash, he is Life Orb, it will knock out both my, well, either Pokemon he targets if it hits, but it's just going to be a Fake Out, stop any Tailwind, but that's fine, because Double Edge is easily going to knock out the Weavile, and I have a Groudon in the back, so that's pretty good. Better than pretty good, I would say, because that's definitely a win. Because now Fire Punch just knocks out this with Ferrothorn. And I flinch, and there's a Leech Seed. So, I have one at this point. I am expecting a forfeit. But the move I'm going to do is Double Edge onto the Ferrothorn and Thunderbolt onto the Salamence, because that's just the quickest way to guarantee the win. Because so long as I get a free switch into Groudon, and he doesn't Leech Seed it as I switch it in, and then gets a Deck Tuple Protect or something, then there's no way you can win. I'll win on timer on that anyway. But I'm going to Thunderbolt my own Salamence. I'm just going to make sure, as I knock my DS, I'm going to make sure that I have Groudon in the back first. Just guarantee it. Yep, I have Groudon in the back. So I'm going to Thunderbolt my own Salamence and Double Edge. My Salamence will get knocked out this turn unless he protects, but he is going to protect. So I'm going to Thunderbolt my own Salamence, trying to get the Groudon switch in. So that's nice. Double Edge Recoil and the Iron Barbs would have knocked me out. I'm not going to knock myself out, but there we go. He's going to forfeit now after I've shown him that disrespect play, but it's not a disrespect play, it was just speeding things up. So, again, Thunderbolt and Salamence, and Double Edge. So I'm going to knock myself out to recoil, which is fine, that does a lot. So there was no reason to Thunderbolt with my Zapdos onto the Ferrothorn, because it wouldn't have done much. But there we go. And it's going to be Jarable, that's my Skype. So probably should have turned that off, but this was a good match. Two very quick forfeits against not very competitive teams, but this was a good match. This was against a high 1700 guy, so that's pretty good. We're going to climb definitely into the 1600s now after this, so that's going to be pretty good. All this Leech Seed wasting time. My Citrus Berry wasting time. Come on. I guaranteed the win ages ago. I'm surprised he didn't forfeit. Most people do forfeit at this point. But I'm guessing he's just expecting my Kyogre. But now I'm going to show Groudon and he's going to run. So I'm going to have to sit through the animation, the Primal Reversion. Like I won 5 minutes ago, but you know, I was just 100% guaranteeing the win. Even though I could have switched in the Groudon like 2 turns ago. But there we go. So now I'm going to Thunderbolt, my own Groudon, and Fire Punch the Ferrothorn. Hooray! So there we go. That was a good match. Nice. I attacked myself 3 times there. I think that's the most I've ever done in a match. Like, I've rolled myself a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever rolled myself 3 times. In fact, why didn't I roll my own Salamence? I should have done that. But there we go. Roll your own Pokemon is kind of my thing. I think I've only seen it a couple of other times, but twice now I've like pretty much guaranteed my Worlds invite, either just day 1 last year or this year, well, I actually needed top 8, with a Roar on myself in that Worlds defining match, so there we go. Yeah, why didn't I think of the Roar? That's kind of my thing. Should have rolled out my own Salamence, but there we go. That was a good match to end on. Ignore the first 2. Thanks for watching.